evidence that they fear you. Mukami?
Thank you, Chair. Given the recent concerns about the government directives on grazing within the forest foresters are really harassing the communities. What are the long-term plans for collaborating with communities living near the forests? The other one is about the floods. Recently, the country experienced floods that left many stranded on account of ineffective rescue operations. If approved, how best would you collaborate with the relevant agencies to ensure rapid rescue operations during such incidents? Thank you.
Hold Duale. Mishi, let's take 2-2.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman. Honorable Chairman, before I raise my questions, I just want to ask the nominee just to clear some airs for the benefit of the public, because when His Excellency the President pronounced the list of the nominee, he was given the defense docket. But when the list came to the Parliament, he was under the environment, climate and forestry docket. So Kenyans are asking, is it maybe the President was doubting his ability and leadership capacity, or what was the reason? I just want him maybe to clear the murmurs by the public. My questions. My first question, in accordance with the fourth schedule.
Ask one, Mishi, so ask only another.
Yeah, in accordance with the fourth schedule of the Constitution, environmental conservation is a function of both the national and the county government. How are you going to ensure collaboration between those two governments, that is the national and the county government, so that you also avoid duplication of programs in terms of the same function? The last one, maybe it is how are you going to improve and maybe safeguard those Kenyans who are living or are located near the refinery and chemical plants, because there's a lot of pollution. Thank you.
Yes, nominee.
Chair, let me start with Honorable Mishi. Even after this, in the event this committee approves me, and before even I'm appointed, the President has a prerogative right to assign me even another ministry. So he might even take me from environment to somewhere else if this committee approves me. So Honorable Mishi, that is the powers of the President. After all of us are approved, in 1 week he can reshuffle, and maybe he might even take me back to defense, or foreign affairs, or even gender, or even youth affairs and sports. And I am ready, or education. I am ready to serve in any capacity that the President finds it, deems it right. The second one, I think, is a very good question. Environmental matters is devolved under the fourth schedule. And at the county level, we have a very good relationship. We have got the county environmental committees appointed by the governors. The chair, on behalf of the governor, is the CEC for environment. The secretary is our county director of NEMA. And that's how they work together with all the other multi-agency team. But soon, if this committee appoints me, we are trying to create now, and we hope if this committee appoints me, we are going to sign a more intergovernmental environmental framework between the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry and the Council of Governors, where I will sign and the chair of the Council of Governors will sign. On grazing, Honorable Nyokapi, this is a very, very complex issue.
Honorable Mukami.
Mukami, my very good friend, the women rep of Nyeri County. Under the Forestry Act, we have created a very robust, because we cannot conserve, we cannot restore, we cannot manage our forest and our wetlands without the involvement of the communities and the citizens who live around those forests. So this House, in its wisdom in lawmaking, they created something called Community Forest Association. And these community forest associations are the ones who are supposed to guide at what part of the forest do people graze, how far do they graze? Do they graze where we have doing regeneration of the forest? So what are we doing to make sure that we don't have a conflict? And Mr. Speaker, in some of the forests, unfortunately, powerful people in government, in the private sector, who own thousands of livestock, graze in those forests. I'm sorry to say that. But if this House approves me and I become the minister, I want to do some key long-term plans. One, just to have to review the whole grazing management plans, how we can regulate the authorized grazing in our forest ecosystem, how we can fence off areas where we feel are very sensitive in the forest, that we don't allow our animals or our farmers to farm. And lastly, I think the forest community management regulation of 2016 has not been